Hi, I'm Taylor Smurl,
And I'm Tommy Smurl.
and this is
Neat.
Neat. Hello, Dad. How you doing tonight?
Hello there, Tater. Doing good. Just listen to all the explosions out the windows coming to you on a 4th of July night.
Well, we had some pretty bummer audio problems on my end for about an hour and a half, but it was kind of okay now. I'm realizing because it sounded like I was at a gun range for
Hmm.
a good 2 hours here. Like you get it at all sides in Brooklyn. Everybody's on their rooftop, setting up fireworks. So, eh.
Yeah, it sounded like somebody was in your apartment with a sledgehammer beating on the counter or something like that.
Yeah, I had about 20 minutes of, oh, this is so nice. And then, like, oh, right, I remember last summer and this is bad and I hate it. Please stop.
Yeah.
But all that aside, it is the 4th of July. We're going to celebrate with a beloved summertime refreshing drink, the Pina Colada.
Because we like pina coladas
There it
and
is.
getting caught in the rain.
So today we're going to be doing two versions of the pina colada. We'll do a classic blended pina colada first. The recipe is the recipe that comes from the Beachcomber Bar in Puerto Rico, the originators of this cocktail, supposedly. So we're going to be using their proportions first, and then the second version we're going to be doing is more of a shaken riff on a pina colada.
All right, sounds good.
All right, so we'll do the blended drink first, since historically that's the earlier one. So I'm going to give you proportions to make one singular drink. It's going to work out to be about a 12 ounce, the 13-ounce drink. You can multiply this recipe for however many you want. More than one will fit in your blender, but we're just going to make one at a time here. All right.
Because there's only one of us on each end to drink it.
Yeah. So you're going to start with 2 ounces of white rum. The classic recipe calls for Don Q, so pretty affordable rum, but Bacardi works as well.
Good, because I got Bacardis.
Yeah, also classic.
2 ounces down the hatch. Well, not down the hatch, in the blender. Then they'll go down the hatch later.
Now, for your Coco Lopez slash coconut milk element, you want to use an ounce and an ounce. But what we've done is we've already gone ahead and mixed together our Coco Lopez and our coconut milk. You'll find that so the Coco Lopez is a very like the consistency is like a thick sugar syrup. It's not very creamy. It's just more like thick. And then obviously the coconut milk is going to give you your creamy texture. So I think like if you're mixing these at home, combining these two elements and kind of getting the chunks out, like getting everything up to room temperature is good ahead of time.
So we've already mixed the two together.
Yeah, so we're going to use 2 ounces of this, but you can make it by part. It's a 1 ounce of coconut milk, 1 ounce of Coco Lopez.
I was surprised. I thought the Coco Lopez would be the thick, gooey one, and the coconut milk would pour easier, but it's the other way around.
Well, and that goes back to like what we learned about how Coco Lopez is made. It's equal parts sugar syrup, so it's a lot of sugar in there, balanced out with blended like hearts of coconut and coconut flesh. So for our pineapple juice, the traditional recipe calls for 6 ounces of pineapple juice. It's kind of heavy on the pineapple, but you can consider that the pineapple juice is our only source of acid in this drink. It's the only thing balancing out all that sweet and cream. So I think it makes sense.
6 ounces.
And then we're just gonna throw about a half cup of some ice in there and blend it up.
Back from the blender.
This recipe is supposed to make one drink. As you can see, it's a pretty big drink. So, you get a big glass or portion it out as you will.
Mm.
There you go. And of course, traditional garnish for the pina colada is some pineapple and a maraschino cherry. So I've got that already skewered for me there, but however you want to do it is fine.
My pineapple.
Yeah, you don't need to get those fancy brandied cherries for this. This is exactly when the bright red cherry is invited to the party.
That's what I got, a bright red one.
I love them.
I speared it, knocked it down in there. There it goes. It's sinking.
Oh, goodbye.
I cut it too deep, and when I stuck the cherry in it split my pineapple, and then half of it dropped in.
That's all right. That's gonna soak up
But
your
it's there.
booze. It'll be a snack at the end. All right. Cheers.
All right. Cheers.
tight little recipe.
I could just keep drinking on that.
And I will say,
I need a drink after the night we've had.
yeah, there's a lot of issues. My microphone was just making alien noises for about 2 hours. And
It took us the first hour to figure out it wasn't mine. I thought it was on my end.
Oh yeah. I was real smug, like, oh, haha, old man, fix your internet problems. I'll be here waiting. And it was like, oh no, it's mine. And you know what the answer was? I guess, and I still am not confident in this. Turning my computer off and turning it back on.
That is always the answer. At work, I do that all the time. People say, my machine's not working. I said, just turn it off and turn it back on.
I was just like ready to burn it all down. I was like, my laptop is dead. My mic is dead. My life is over. These are the only ways I communicate with the world. But I just turned it off and on. But I do like the way this drink kind of susses out, because I think it's very it's not too sweet. It's nice and it's still bright and acidic. I think that proportion of like that heavy pour of pineapple against like a not too much sweetness from the coconut is really nice.
Well, here's what I'm going to tell you too, is that most of the time when I've made these, I've cheated on it, and I bought one of those pre-mix things so that you just pour that in, put in some ice, and put in your rum.
Sure.
And so I've always done that, not always, but most of the time. When you actually take the time to put in the coconut milk and the coco lopez and then mix that, that is a much better drink, and it's not as sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worth the extra steps to do that.
Yeah. Well, cheers on that. All right. So moving on, our shaken Pina Colada, which I'm a little bit more excited about.
Yeah, because I've never had one like that.
Yeah. And it's not going to be all that different. We're not really introducing any new elements outside of things that are often in a Pina Colada. But this is just going to include a little bit of lime juice, a little bit of Angostura bitters, and we're going to sub out some of our white rum for dark rum.
All right. And we're going to mix it in our shaker cup.
Yep. So you build our shaker. So you're going to want 1 ounce each of your light rum and your dark rum. So I've got my Don Q again for my light rum, and I'm going to be using some Mount Gay Black Barrel for my dark rum.
Well, I've got my Bacardis there for my light and Captain Morgan's for my spiced, my dark. 1 ounce of each. All right, got my rum in.
So for our coconut cream, we're going to do 1.5 ounces.
All right, and that's our coco lopez mixed with our coconut milk.
Yeah. So if you're doing these separately, it'd be 3/4 ounces of each, but 1.5 ounces if you've done the premix.
All right.
And we're also going to do 1.5 ounces of pineapple juice. So this is a lot less pineapple juice than the other drink, but as I mentioned on the podcast, we tend to taste less sugar when things are very cold, when things are over ice. So because we're doing this one shaken instead of frozen, we don't need quite as much sugar. And then we're also going to throw 1/2 ounce of lime in there. Now, I'm going to put a little bit of ango in this before we shake it, and I'm also going to put some on top when we're serving it.
All right.
A bottle of ango. Important thing to note about the shake. The best way to shake a drink like this is a whip shake, and all that means is instead of shaking over big ice cubes, you actually want to shake less time over crushed ice. It's going to cause less dilution. It's really just there to kind of incorporate and add a quick chill to the drink. A little bit of aeration, but you don't want it super aerated. You want a little bit of creaminess. So what we're going to do is shake this over just some ice cubes that we're going to bust up. You can do this in a towel if you have access to crushed ice. That I believe you do. You want to put about 1/2 cup of crushed ice in your shaker before you shake.
All right, going to get the crushed ice.
All right. So we've got some crushed ice in there. So a whip shake is a little shorter, like I said, than a traditional shake. So you just want to kind of just widely whip it a few times just to get it incorporated.
But should we whip it good?
Please whip it good, by all means.
Okay. All right.
In fact, if you'd like to whip it real good, That's fine.
You won't devo from those instructions.
All right. And when you whip shake, you could just you're gonna like this phrase, Dad. You can do a dirty dump, which means you don't strain it.
A dirty dump?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that kind of video.
I'm just gonna add a little bit more crushed ice on top. Drink it down.
I had to drink it down. It was about full.
That's all right. Depends on your glass size, how much ice you get in there. Get a little bit more crushed ice. If it fills up your drink, that's fine. You're good to go. But, you know, I'm going to top it off. All right. So we've topped off our glass with some ice. Same as before. Going to garnish with a little piece of pineapple. A little maraschino cherry. And this is optional, but I'm going to put a little layer of a little bit more ango on top of this.
Just to give it some color, huh?
Yeah, you know. There you go. Here's our shaken Pina Colada.
There, I got my garnish to work that time.
Nice. There you go.
All right.
Looks good.
Cheers. I like that. I hate to say it. I was hoping to like it better. I think I like the blended one better, though.
This one's definitely less sweet. I think it's a little bit more complex. You get a little bit more of the bitter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got a little different feel to it. It certainly is not too sweet. That's usually your problem with a pina colada or, you know, any one of your icy drinks like that.
Well, the balance of this one is completely different too, because you've got a lot more. The booze to other stuff ratio is a lot higher, so it's drying it out a little bit more. For me, I don't think I'd ever order the frozen pina colada. I would probably order this at a bar, but you know, this is just, it's not, I don't think there's one that's better here. I think that it's a palate thing. If you like something a little bit lighter, a little bit sweeter, the blended is good. If you want the flavors of a pina colada, but you want a little bit more bitter, a little bit more booze, this is good.
That's right. So as long as you like either one and the smell of the ocean and the taste of champagne, you're in business.
Yeah. Well, all right. Didn't think that video was going to happen, but it did. Great job.
This episode brought to you by my star barback mom, who says here on Google, you should reboot. What? Reboot. It can't be that easy. Oh, it was.
Shout out to Mom, as always.
Yep.
Save a pina colada for Mom.
Oh, she always gets my remnants. And if she likes them, I make another one.
I was going to say, that sounds bad. You make her drinks. She makes her own drinks, but you make her drinks as well.
Hey, after last week's, she won't get off the Negronis. She's drinking those all the time.
I'm glad that there's some familial redemption for the Negroni, because I know you did not like that.
No, but I was working on the whiskey sours. That's become my regular now.
That's a good divide. She'll drink the stirred serious drinks. You'll drink the fruity shaken ones.
There you go.
Well, and here you go. If you like pina coladas, there's a drink for both of you. So this is the mom pina colada, and here's the dad pina colada.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, thank you, Dad, for being here, for bearing with us through technical difficulties.
Well, thank you, Tay, for persevering.
Hey, had to get done. Glad it did.
Yep, me too.
At least there are drinks at the end. You know, it's not like other content. Like there's a reward.
That's right. That was the only thing keeping me going. I kept looking at my ingredients, sitting here going, I got to have some of that.
I know. I was like, now I need the drink. There's a very much a carrot on the end of the stick.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you for joining us. If you would like to support this, we have a Patreon. We send out rewards. There are special videos. If you want to find us on social media, we are Neat Boozecast on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to email us, we are neattheboozecast@gmail.com. And if you want to share recipes and ideas with a like-minded group of people,
on Facebook, it's the group Neat the Boozecast.
That's it.
We got more joined every day.
More every day. It's awesome.
Yeah, and people trying some of our drinks and showing them to us. And one was getting adventuresome with egg whites, mixing them in.
Nice.
And I told them they were braver than me. I wouldn't try that.
See, I want to do an episode on egg whites, but I can't participate. So you're gonna have to be the one that does it.
I'm afraid I'll mess up and give myself egg manila or whatever you get.
Egg Manila, that's what it is. That's a good drag queen name. Well,
Somebody
all right.
wrote in and said that they almost they fell over when they heard me talking about the Guy Ritchie masks that the people in England run around wearing.
It was a good visual, I think.
He said, "We'd like to hear some more of these unfiltered history thoughts of yours."
I think I agree. I bring more of that to the table. I welcome it. Thank you all. Thank you, Dad. I've been Taylor Smurl,
I've been Tommy Smurl.
and this has been
Neat.
I like Pina
Because
Colada.
we like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain.
I am not
in the
into
smell
yoga.
of the ocean, and we don't do cocaine.
No,
Isn't that the way it goes? No,
I don't think
do
those are
that.
the lyrics.
That's not what you meant.
It was the '80s, Dad.
Oh.